Hey everyone, look, I'm just going to be straight up honest about this song that we're doing today. I have no clue how to play this. I had a quick skim of the tab. I do know the song, like it's a classic song, but this is going to be a struggle for me today. So, super huge disclaimer. I am going to butcher the heck out of this song today. And please just focus on the tone. Okay, so anyway, now we've got that out of the way. Basically, what we're going to be doing today is trying to recreate the tone of the song Living Dead Beat by Children of Bodom. So Alexi was a phenomenal guitarist. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago, but I mean, he is easily probably one of the most influential guitarists around in this style of music. Like, Children of Bodom have such an amazing back catalog, and that mixture of like heaviness mixed with, you know, the kind of keyboard stuff and the awesome guitar solos. Like, he was legitimately one of the best guitarists around in this genre, and I think he still is. Like, his legacy still lives on. So today we're going to try not to butcher his legacy too much, but we're going to bravely try and get a guitar tone for this song. So let's just straight up get into this. We know that we're going to need a noise gate on here. That's a given. I'm going to bump up the noise reduction a little bit. Now, for his tone, we're going to use the JCM 800 today. And for the cabinet, I think we're going to use a 412 Marshall of some kind. We'll probably use the 60A GB75. And we're obviously going to add some pedals and stuff in there, but let's just hear how that sounds. Okay, so that's not anywhere near the tone that we want here, but I do know that I think he used the Tube Screamer, but I also think he used like a Boss DS1, and I think he used the Metal Zone. So I don't use the Metal Zone too much myself, and I don't know if he used the Tube Screamer with the Metal Zone or the DS1, but we're going to try this. So we're going to leave the tone at 12. We're going to actually put a little bit of drive in here. So we're going to put that down to about 3. And for the level, we're not going to drive that up too much. We want a slight boost, but we don't want to saturate it. So let's hear how that sounds. Okay, that's a bit more. Also, I'm in drop B and I'm pitching up to drop C as well on this guitar, using a whammy pedal, the Whammy DT by Digitech, which is really awesome. I just can't, the Quad Cortex pitch shifter, it's not polyphonic, so it doesn't have the same niceness about it. So before we go adding in any other distortion pedals, let's try and dial in his settings. So we're talking about Alexi here. So he would have been cranking his amp pretty high. A lot of people don't go past 8. I would say we'd want between 7 and 8. For the gain, we're probably going to start on the lower side of 7. I say lower, but it's still a lot of gain considering I don't usually push past, 4 on a lot of high gain amps these days. Want a bit of bass on there, and his sound is slightly scooped as well. And we want a little bit of treble in there. Yeah, this sounds pretty tight. Like, it's got a nice, like... Once again, I do not know how to play this, so no judgment, please. I actually think that sounds really good straight off the bat. Like, I know he scooped his mid slightly. I don't know if we could benefit from a little bit more scooped mids, but by pushing that bass up, we kind of get that tone on there. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add in the DS1 now. So usually I wouldn't stack overdrives like this, but we're using the Tube Screamer more as a boost than we are as an overdrive. Even though we do have a little bit of overdrive on there, the level is at 6, so it's not really pushing it as much. Now for this one, we're gonna keep the tone at 12 as well. I think for the level, we're actually gonna bump this up to like 7. Actually, I reckon we put that to 8. And then for the level, we'll put that around about 7. I think our noise reduction needs to go up to like 50%. This is a noisy tone. That is a pretty damn solid tone, isn't it? Like, even if you weren't doing Children of Bodom, like, this is just like... Listen to those chugs. So we can see we've got 2 distortions here. I thought I read he used a metal zone. So he probably used the metal zone maybe for more like some of his lead parts perhaps. The DS1 is more of a classic raw distortion, and the metal zone is known as like a thicker scoop sound, but it has more aggression in it. So I don't know if he just jumped between those different pedals or if he kicked them on and off. Didn't really look into it too much of how he's got his tone set up. One thing we are going to do here is we're going to put on a low high cut, and those default settings are pretty good on there. So if we listen, it's a nice tight, but still it is saturated. It's got a beautiful saturation. Let's save that as Living Dead Beat. Now, this will cover the Are You Dead Yet album, and it will probably cover pretty much a lot of the other Children of Bodom stuff. Now, there's no effects in here, like any delays or reverbs or anything. This is just pretty much the rhythm tone for Children of Bodom. So it's Alexi's rhythm tone, basically. Now, you could experiment adding the metal zone pedal in there as well. I don't think you need it. So, okay, so now we're going to try and play the song. Now, please, don't judge me. I do not know how to play this. This is a tone video. I spent very little time. Like, I've listened to the song so much, like, over the years, but I've never, ever attempted to play it before. I do have the tab open in front of me, and I had a quick skim through it, and maybe I'll get some of the parts, but this is not a playthrough video. This is a tone video, so ignore the terrible playing and focus on the tone, please. moly, my arm is killing me. I didn't know if it's played down picked, but I was down picking a lot. Maybe I was playing it wrong, but wow. Now, surprisingly, I feel like I got some parts in there, but there's like this riff in there. It's like this part. It's like just chugging along. It's like, that. It's like. I struggled with that riff. This whole song is just a struggle in general for me because I've never even attempted to play it before. I'm actually really happy with the tone in there. I think maybe some little tweaks. I actually don't know how accurate this is to what Alexi used in the studio or played live with. I feel like we honored the tone as best as we could with the Quad Cortex by pretty much scooping the mids, increasing the gain, cranking the master to 8, so 80%. Throwing in some bass in there as well. A little bit of treble for some clarity. We didn't touch the presence, but you probably could add a bit of presence in there. We put in a stock 412 Marshall cabinet, and we got a low-high cut in there. We used the Boss DS1 distortion, which is really cool because I've never really used that in a metal tone before. I think the last time I used this was for a Nirvana tone, actually, for Smells Like Teen Spirit. We actually put the distortion up a bit because that kind of gives it that little bit more classic raw distortion, but it has good clarity. That's the good thing about this pedal. It used to be a lot more popular than it is now. I think a lot of bands just run a tube screamer into an EVH, but this combination of the tube screamer and the Boss DS1, it kind of gives this really nice distortion because the tube screamer in this instance is more like of a light boost, but also an EQ as well, and that's why a lot of people use it. It kind of cleans up your guitar signal before it hits the amp or other pedals. For the most part, I'm actually really happy with that. Like, if I could play the song better, you may be even able to hear the tone a little bit more, but my arm is killing me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't usually downpick that much, like I'm not James Hetfield, but yeah, I think, let me know in the comments how you think I went, because this is probably the hardest song I've tackled to date, I think. We got the tone easy, but like getting to play that song, oh man, yeah. I did my best, and that's all you can really do. But yeah, listen to the tone. Just remember, the tone is the focus, not the playing. So let me know in the comments how you think I did. If there's a song that you'd like to see me try and tackle next, it could be a metal song, it could be a country song, could even be a hip-hop song with some guitar in it. Let me know, because I do take requests, and I try my best to kind of honor the tone, and I show you the process of how to get that tone on the Quad Cortex. So it's a little learning experience for the both of us, and a lot of these videos, unfortunately for you, are me trying to learn how to play the song, because I don't come into these videos rehearsed, and I don't look at the tabs or practice them for days ahead of time. Like, I sit down and I spend 20 minutes to half an hour, sometimes less, trying to get a tone, and that includes learning to play it. So it's raw as hell, these videos, but if you don't mind that, it doesn't bother you, subscribe, because it's going to be more of this. I do this quite regularly, so if you want to come along for the journey with me, I'd appreciate likes and subscribes, but hopefully I'll see you in a future video. So if you made it to the end, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.